Silence once again descends throughout the room, denser compared to the ones we've shared tonight. Behind me, I can still hear her movement, sharp and precise while she feeds the originals to the machine. Then with one last click, all of it stops. Her feet shuffles lightly against the floor when she moves away, something creaking softly, probably the table as she settles her weight against its side. By this time, an apology is already at the tip of my tongue, but...
Papa's gone, Ash.
Within those scant few moments, everything between us shifts as the gravity of her words sink. Right then and there, something harsh and immovable rises between us. Death is something I'm familiar with, almost 10 years in the police force, and it's possible not to be acquainted with. It's impossible not to be acquainted with this. But this is different from those dead bodies we examined in forensics, a far cry from the victims we found in the bad investigation. Those I could easily distance myself from. No emotional attachment, no need for pretenses. Yet somehow I still find myself grasping for things to tell her. Any word of comfort that'll dull the pain. Because even without looking at her, her grief feels palpable. Her pain and immutable weight hanging over us. So I gently offer.
When?
Huh? When what?
Your dad. I mean, when did you find out?
She doesn't answer. Not immediately, anyway. For a long moment, the hush simply stretches out before us, spanning across the seconds that we let pass while we both simply stand there waiting. Eventually, she exhales, lightly, muted enough that I might have missed it, had I not been paying attention to her every moment. Oh.
Around 3 in the afternoon there, Mama called. She told me he passed away in his sleep, and I guess I can take comfort in that, huh? That Papa wasn't in any pain when...
She trails off, releases another ragged breath hidden underneath her chuckles. Each one's mirthless, heavy with nothing but sorrow. Then she falters into silence, and for all attempts at lightening her burden, I'm suddenly at a loss. Reassurance could only do so much when her only reason for staying here has suddenly been taken from her, a hope yanked from under her feet right after it was generously given. And without the one person who pushes her to endure these, all the shit we're going through, she's going through, means nothing but a struggle. What does one say to a person fraying at the edges, slowly wearing thin and breaking? Are words even enough? What right do I have anyway? I can't give her anything apart from lies that changed me as a person and affections she may or may not even want herself. Because no matter how easily she has warmed herself into our lives, how immutable her presence has become, her own heart will always yearn for something else.
Tell me about him.
Huh? About what?
Your dad. Tell me about him. Anything. Just talk. Say anything you want. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll listen.
Silence again, as if she's testing the weight of my question. For what purpose it is, for what reason, that I can't say right now. After a while, though, she starts, reluctantly, her voice hitching, faltering and stumbling on each syllable as she chooses her words. A rough start, but soon it steadies. And along with it, to accompanies the stories from childhood and memories she's fond of, are the tears. Despite this, in spite of the grief choking her words, the hurt closing her throat, and the sobs racking her lithe form, she continues. Like the mere act of speaking is a relief in itself. A release. She tells me of her father, the very person who named her, how she looked up to him, how she was a bit of a tomboy growing up in her attempts to imitate him, and how the man encouraged her to pursue what she really wanted. Perhaps even the only thing she ever did for herself, having grown up not wanting anything more than food to put on their tables.
I don't have to listen to them. That I can do what I want. Every day, he'd wake up at 4, Ash. Because he'd earn more that way. And every single time, he'd give them to me. Whatever extra he earned, he'd hand them all. So that I'd have something to use for my paintings. And you know what? Back home, just a good tube of paint costs almost as much as what we spend for food the whole day. But he'd always set something aside. Told me he wanted to see my paintings in a museum one day.
She pours all of it out, every little thing she loved and admired about him. Like this, it's easy to see why she has gone to such great lengths for him, why she abandoned her dreams, why she went against his wishes just to grant him another chance at life. Others will say it's her warmth that draws people to her, or her cheer. Neither are wrong, but neither is the whole truth to her either. Because those who have never bothered to look beyond the surface will never see it. See her. See someone earnest, someone who has always meant well, despite her underlying stubbornness. This is how she loves. Warm, steadfast, unflinching. You never meet many people like her, not in my line of work, not with the kind of people I've had to deal with. Always with something to hide, always with something to lie about. Eventually, when you run across too many of them, you change, you become like them. In many ways, for a lot of reasons. She's the kind of person I want to be and be around with. Who made me feel I'm still worth
He
something.
didn't want me to leave. Said, begged, I could finish my studies first. In the end, I couldn't even grant him that one request. I'm a terrible daughter, aren't I?
You're not.
Huh?
You're not. I can't speak for your dad. I haven't even met the man. But I know you're not.
I'm not really entirely sure where I'm going with this. The remark just came out. Now I'm stringing all these together as I go. One thing is certain, none of what I'm about to say is a
Isabel
lie.
I know is a total klutz, but I've never seen anyone work as hard as she does. She's the type who wears her heart on her sleeve. Though it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's always in the right place. She's intimidated by a lot of stuff, but she knows how to appreciate the smallest things in life. Frankly, you've caused us no small amount of trouble since you barged into our lives. But when I'm with you, all of my worries seem trivial.
Heat has already crept up in my face when the turn this whole thing is about to take registers. But I blurt the rest out, declare feelings. I'm not even ready to reveal to anyone, much less her. My hands come up to smother the rest of it. Though embarrassment quickly takes the reins where I completely clamp my mouth
and
shut.
I'm pretty sure Zach and Becca think the same way. You have a nasty way of growing on people like that, and you know what? We got everything we needed in here. I'll just wipe the security recordings and we're good to go. While I'm at it, you better wipe the snot off your face. And you don't look very nice when you're balding like that.
Hastily, I gather everything, the personal files, client documents, sales agreement, contracts, anything my hands could reach. In record time, all of it has been stacked in a neat pile ready for storage. I'm heading for the records room not a few seconds later, wherever that is. It should be an easy finding, unless the place is a maze of some sort, which I highly doubt. Still beats staying here and seeing the look on her face. Crap. Really, her anger is still bearable. I can take that, including the glower she sends my way.
So, yeah, I'll go get the security videos and put these back where you pulled them from. Man, these are heavy, you know?
Ash, it's just paper. You don't even know where I...
Oh, no, I can handle this. Easy as pie. And, yeah, security cams, tapes, videos, cams. Yeah, I'm off.
Her rejection at this point? Maybe. Maybe not yet. Getting the files back to BRC's archives room is a cinch. With the documents back in their proper places, I locked the door behind me, tugging it twice just to make sure. Now on the next order of business, removing the evidence of our little excursion in here, or at the very least the parts showing what we were doing during the past hour. Can't he have our faces plastered on security footage showing us breaking the law as it were? I'm going to have to wipe the data for Isabel's access card entries too. Surprisingly, finding the security room proves a breeze. What will be tricky is getting inside. The fact that no one has walked out during the whole time we've been here means the room is either empty or their security is sound asleep. I'm banking more on the former. If they're cutting corners and firing agents, I have no doubt that they've fired the guy stationed here. And they have anyone watching the monitors in the first place. It's a rather common thing for establishments to just leave security recordings indefinitely and only check the footage if something actually happens. Just to check, I press my ears against the door, listening for any sign of occupying the room. After a long moment, nothing, I give the knob a few
Standard
rattles.
lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
We have a lockpick set, but those will only be used if necessary, and with a search warrant, even then it's a skill set rarely needed. Subtlety isn't on the cop's priority if they have authority to search the premises. Bolt cutters and brute force are the flavored method. If those fail, we'll call a locksmith. Me, I prefer the gold hairpin trick when those options aren't available. Besides, they're easy to hide and store for emergencies. Running my hand through my hair, I pull a pair of bobby pins. 2 of these and I can just get about any standard lock open. One makes a lever and one makes a handle. I won't call it a complex skill, but it certainly takes time and a lot of practice to successfully pick a lock. Good thing I've practiced with them for a bit in my college years. I learned more about their accessible and standard issue for a law enforcement officer. A wiggle here, a click there, and I managed to seize all the pins in the locking mechanism soon enough. With a straight turn of the knob, the security room's ripe for the picking. Oh, but soon there will be ghosts. The room's odor hits me first, a sharp, nauseating stench, as if someone has accidentally spilled a gallon of bleach in the room. When was the last time they opened this place?
This place smells awful. Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bad day.
It's probably because of the badly botched effort to clean the place up. Even in the dark, I can spy dark stains on the walls. I really don't have time to try and play. I really don't have the time to try and play is this ketchup or soda right now, but I have this strange gut feeling who the mess might belong to. As I expected, no security personnel means the office CCTV controls and the standalone DVR setup is open for anyone. Normally I'd have a heap of things to say about this sloppy security setup, but right now their negligence makes the whole task of erasing evidence easier.
No fuss, no muss.
The next one should be the access card data. Hopefully getting into their computer won't be too much of a hassle. Everything up to now has been smooth sailing. There have been hiccups, I'll give it that, though it does nothing to dampen the good mood I'm in. Once I shift my attention to the machine sitting next to the DVR set, all of it swiftly evaporates. I'm no computer buff, but I can definitely recognize one more than a decade old. Simply looking at it makes me feel younger. With a heavy sigh, I power it up and immediately prepare myself for a slow slug. Slow, apparently, remains an understatement here. It takes a whole 3 minutes for this things to start up. The OS hasn't even started loading, and in my boredom, I start inspecting the live feeds from the rooms. Or whatever that word was behind that damn thing there. Only two work. One for the view outside, everything seems to be in order there, and the other for a main workspace where it's a fleeting glimpse, a cursory glance, but the sight of it stops me. The image is a bit blurry, but standing there right in the middle of the room by one of the cubicles, I can make out the form of a... I don't get too far into the line of that thought. No few seconds after my words have slipped without any sort of warning while I'm still trying to make sense of what it is. The figure moves. The moment of oh dear. The moment of paralyzes hits me. When she stops right in front of the camera, like a damn rookie, I go still in the face of danger. I definitely haven't been trained to handle the supernatural, and this is one, isn't it? And oh fuck. Her eyes bore into me, the malice in them piercing. Even beyond the screen, it's enough to make me go numb. Only the mug crashing to the floor, my hand accidentally takes a swipe at it, snaps me out of the trance. Reminding me that I'm not the only one here. Isabella. It seems she hasn't noticed anything. Am I the only one seeing this? In any case, whatever's happening, I have to get her out. Gathering my wits, I quickly reach for my phone. It takes all but a second before she answers, but there's no time for relief.
Did you really have to call? We're practically on the same floor.
Get out of there.
What? What are you...
Out. Get out. I'll meet you in the elevator. Just
You're creeping me out, Ash.
Just get yourself out of that place, now!
Without second thought, I back away from the controls, from the room, ready to be done with this place. But before my foot even moves, she disappears. Ooh, motherfucker! Instinct instantly takes over. My hand quickly reaches for my gun at my side, only to meet empty air. A mistake that cost me a few precious seconds while the paperwork I brought with me threatens to scatter everywhere at the same time. Gathering everything in myself once more, with no weapon to protect myself, my sense of self-preservation kicks in next, and I lunge towards the door. I sprint across the office without daring to look back. Isabel is already waiting in front of the elevators by the time I make it out of their office. Worry creases her eyebrows upon glancing at me, but I don't have time to answer the questions in her eyes. As soon as I reach her, I grab her arm, practically throwing the two of us into the open elevator and slam the button to the ground floor. A sigh of relief escapes from me when the elevator starts its descent. The clicking noises fade off into the distance. Beside me, Isabella shifts, moving the stack of papers under her arm while she takes in my appearance. Concern's in her eye, though all I offer her is a small gesture in my hand while I attempt to compose myself. Breathe. In. Out.
Why are we in such a hurry?
We need to get out of this place. Did you get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. But really, you don't look too good. What's wrong, Ash?
I'll be fine. I was in the security room. From the monitors, there was a fucking...
The rest of what I'm about to say dies on my tongue when the elevator stops and the doors open too. There's a moment pause while we both took in our surrounding. Confusion is understandable there.
Come on! They should just replace this whole thing.
No, I'm quite sure I pressed for the ground floor.
Right? But just as Isabella said, the elevator always did have problems when I visited in the past. Often she becomes so angry when we try to get to her floor and she'll have to repeatedly smash the button for the elevator to even move. That was always good for a laugh. I wasn't too worried then. Now, from the distance, beyond the light's reach, the noises echo in my ear along with the rapid pounding in my chest. Isabella stiffens and her eyes grow wide at the sound. Gingerly, she reaches up to grab the hem of my sleeve and grip it, hard, tight enough that her fingernails to dig in. Her eyes searches wildly for the source of sound while I stand protectively in front of her.
Did you hear that?
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
No, don't ask her that. Don't ask it to do that. Don't ask the ghost to show itself. No, don't do that. That is stupid. No response. No response, only the soft sound of something scurrying around the floor and the walls in slow, deliberate movements, faint though still audible enough in this hush. Till it stops. A moment.
We need to go, Ash. We have to.
And then, this time, I'm certain it isn't my imagination. Against my training, my whole body freezes. Hands still mid-press on the button, eyes growing wide while waiting for any sort of movement from further back, the ear strained for the source of the sound. I can't even offer Isabella any reassurance. Much as I hate to it, I want to save this real quick. I don't want to make any wrong choices. Can't even offer answers. Much as I meditate it, dread has seeped into every nerve in my body, and the blasted elevator still won't work.
Isn't in my fucking training manual.
Ash, we need to leave. I know that sound. Ash, please, get the elevator.
Another series of shuffling against the ground, the laughter, and all of a sudden she's just there. Like a twisted spider, she stares at its look, a look of hunger in her eyes and venom in the twisted manner she smiles. A glee she has well earned when we're damn flies that have been dropped right into the spider's web.
Damn it! Damn it!
I don't see her. Where is she? Without warning, she moves, mocking me with each unhurried crawl she takes, knowing I'm at her mercy.
Ashton, the door!
Our lives are in the hands of a crummy elevator, literally hanging between life and death. We're not going to die here. Not in a damn elevator. What was it? Sorry. Do it again. Okay. What am I doing? A, B, Y, B, A. A, B, Y, A, X. X, Y, A, A, B. Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't do that one. I'm not good with knowing what the buttons are. Okay. Continue, let's try again. So Y, X, A, B. A, Y, A. I didn't see those ones. Oh, X, Y. X, Y. Stop. X, X, A, B, Y. Y, X, X, B, A. Y, A, A. Oh shit. I'm gonna die again. I can't, okay, I'm gonna have to I don't know which button is which. I don't play games like that. I literally don't remember, so let's see. X, Y, X, A, Y, B, X, Y, A, B. B, B, A, Y, X. Nope, X, B. X, B, Y, A, A. A, X, A, B, Y. Y, A, B, X. Oh shit. Y. Okay. Fuck you. I'm gonna die again. This might take a little bit. Sure, I can just skip it, but I'd like to remember. Of course, it just vanishes on me. A, Y, X, Y, B. A, Y, X, Y, B. Y, X, B, Y, A. A, X, Y, X. X, Y, A, Y, X. I did it! Shouldn't be that hard. As if a divine power has heard me swearing up a storm ahead, the doors close just as that thing looms near. Soon the elevator, the blasted thing, is heading up. Isabella's knees buckle in relief. In two ticks, she's hugging herself with any care for the mess of papers and folders she's dropped on the floor in her panic. She draws in one ragged breath after another, each one brimming with nothing but relief. And this is the most I've been tired my whole damn life. Not during training, when my superiors asked me to drop 100, not after a stakeout, but after smashing a fucking elevator button repeatedly. I slump to the ground beside her, worn out, but I don't let myself feel any relief again. Not until we're out of here. Isabella seems to be in the same mind as she looks to me. Still, I find myself sharing a shaky laugh with her.
We're okay. We're fine. Right?
Yeah, we're good. Alive. Fuck, we should have taken the goddamn stairs.
Twice I've seen it, thrice if I include the party. Unless I'm tripping balls without realizing it, there's no doubt in my mind that this is actually happening. I don't want to believe it. But with this truth staring me in the face, it'll be stupidity to deny the reality of the matter. As soon as the lift hits the ground, we hightail out of the building. Seb's sound asleep when we pass by a station. However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I faced tonight, we don't really care. We really can't care less who still sees us on our way out. The sooner we get away from this place, the farther, the better. I'm not sure if that also means being safe. She almost got us, damn it. The fucking thing almost had us. Shit. It was only by luck that we managed to get the fucking elevator unstuck. I know, I wasn't much help there, I'm sorry. Had the blast thing not worked in the last second? I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death and gore all at once. I'm panicking. Christ, losing focus. With another person here, I can't afford that right now. Isabella hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can't lose it when another person's depending on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
Another deep breath, and soon I'm starting the engines and driving this off. After that little incident, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get trapped.